The ninth match on the Kiwi Tour of Great Britain and France gets underway here at the Boulevard in Hull, and there's quite a Kiwi connection in this Hull side. You can see number 2 there is Dane O'Hara, the former Kiwi test winger. He's captaining the local side, the Hull team, and also out there is Noel Cleal, the former Australian second rower. He in fact is playing in the centres, and so quite an overseas connection here. The team is coached by Brian Smith, an Australian. Here's the first kick from Bob Nolan down to Morven Edwards. It's a lovely night here at the Boulevard. Good crowd here. Just witnessed a marvellous fireworks display. And they're expecting big things from their Hull side, who haven't been going particularly well this season. Here's Gary Mercer, who's the only recognised test player in this team, although several players would be on trial, I'm sure, for the test on Saturday week. 10 metres out from their own 22. Still no score in the game, and offside. Kiwis all standing up flat, and they've been caught right in centre field. Winger Paul Edwards is the goal kicker for Hull. Left-footed kicker, and he slots it through. And so Hull in the lead after 8 minutes by 2 points to 0. Taken out again by Patrick. A little bit of a misunderstanding. The run now from Steve McNamara. Now Patrick running himself into trouble and getting taken in the tackle. Kiwis defending well here. It's the fullback Bob Nolan. Little kick and chase, and ball loose, and I think it might be a try. It is a try. Well, that's slack defending by the Kiwis. It was a nice little kick through, but look here as Fetu Taiwa mucks around and allows Hull to score the first try of the game, and that puts the Kiwis down behind by 6 points to 0. Been Hull calling the tune as they bring the ball out again from the 22. There's a good solid run and puts Wellman into the gap. Wellham's a pretty pacey player, and he's finally dragged down in a good tackle by Gary Mercer. Well, poor Wellham, the big second rower, and the Kiwis are penalised. And they've said something. They've got another 10. So a little bit of indiscipline creeping in there. They missed a tackle. They allowed Paul Wellman to go for a big run and were penalised, and now they've conceded another 10 metres. Paul Eastwood has scored all the points so far for Hull with a goal and a try. And now he slots through another goal. And it's 8 points to 0 after 15 minutes play. Hull ahead. Scrum fed by Bancroft. Gets it away to Clark. Looking for his supporting players. And finally goes to ground. 8 metres on the Hull side of halfway. Now Watson up to Nikau. Here's a good run from Kawiti. Now can Kawiti run? It's Kemp. And Tony Kemp taken in a tackle, but Mike Kawiti got quickly through. Once it played quickly too. Kawiti again. Across to Bancroft. Here's Faimalo running it back in towards the cover defence. So the Kiwis in centre field. They're still under on the board. 8 points to 0 behind. Kawiti runs as a dummy. Leota charges hard and straight, as is his way. And the Kiwis now just 12 metres short of the line. Now Wallace up to Faimalo. Takes a few to put him down, and 3 in fact. Kiwis edging ever closer. Now Bancroft comes to the left. Out it goes to Tuta. Tuta can't find Kawiti. He's been snapped up by Kemp. Not knocked on to the referee, and so the Kiwis still have a chance here. Away goes Kawiti. Mike Kawiti charging across. Did he get there? Yes, he did. Mike Kawiti has got the try, and he so far has been about the only Kiwi who's been able to breach the defence, and that's good play by the Wellington second rower. It looked just for a moment as though Tony Kemp had knocked the ball on, but the referee said carry on, and Kawiti was there to scoop it up, and a good strong run out to the left, dragging a couple of players with him, and Kawiti has the try. But Hull have a chance here, right in centre field. Now it goes to Noel Cleal. Saw a bit of a gap. Now look, he's quick. Got a nice little pass up to Gay. And it's been stolen by Kawiti, who's having a very good game. Clark goes bouncing in, and so that's good work by the Kiwis. Mike Kawiti scored the try, and he gained possession there. Here's Nikau. 15 metres on the Kiwi side of halfway. It's 8 points to 4. Hull ahead. Now Wallace. Here's Leota. Breaching the through, and away goes Francis Leota. Good strong run again. Now he's got to be able to find his defence, find his players if he can, and Marlow took an awkward pass and took it well. Good work by the two prop forwards as the Kiwis race back onto the attack. Now Kemp. Long one out to Tuta. Tuta finds Mercer out on the far side. Here's Kawiti again. Mike Kawiti still standing. Hooks it back and field to Tuta. And Tuta getting close, and that's a beaut try. What a cracker try by the Kiwis. Scored by Brendan Tuta. Well, some marvellous lead-up work there. The initial burst made by Francis Leota. And what a wonderful take by Asini Faimalo. And then it was quick hands by the Kiwis. They got it across on the far side to Gary Mercer. Kawiti was there again. And finally, it was Brendan Tuta in support. And he was across to score the Kiwis' second try. Now Wayne Wallace, the Bancroft again. Here's Faimalo. Two Kiwi prop boards working well together. Oh, they've lost the ball this time though. And Hull have it. Here goes Doherty. Puts it across to Blackler. And so the Kiwis lost the ball on that occasion. Hello. Flags up. So somebody will be called out here. Man being sent off, I think. Looks like Teferi Nikau has been sent off. Certainly doesn't look like the 10-minute job. It looks like go for good. And so Teferi Nikau is on his way. Well, that's a bit of a sensation. That's the first ordering off of a Kiwi on the tour. And it looked like a pretty minor incident. The referee's already dismissed the New Zealand physio from the field. Peter Boyle, he's been given his marching orders. And now the Kiwis down to 12 men as Nikau has been dismissed for what looked like a pretty minor incident to me. Here's Doherty. Nolan. And the centre three-quarter, Brian Blackler taken to ground. And that's the siren to indicate the end of quite a sensational first half. It's 8-all at the break. The Kiwis scored 2 tries to 1, but they've lost their loose forward, at least their second row forward, Nikau, Teferi Nikau, who was sent off 5 minutes before half-time. Match at the Boulevard and Hull is underway now. 8-all at the break, but the Kiwis will play the whole of the second half with just 12 men as Fetu Taiwa has a run down the right wing side. The Kiwis coming back well in the latter half of that second spell. They were down by 8 points to 0 at one stage. But 2 good tries by Kawiti and Tuta brought them back to level pegging after 40 minutes. Here comes Leota, who's again had a strong game tonight, and he runs it up to the 10 metres on the Kiwi side of halfway. Now Wallace, back to Phil Bancroft. This is the fullback Nolan, who's played pretty soundly up till now. Wallace will take it out again. And offside against Hull, right out in centre field. So this will help the Kiwi cause. Phil Bancroft from a handy position. And he slots it through for his first goal of the night, and the Kiwis, for the first time in the match, are ahead by 10 points to 8. And now they're just 10 metres short. Now Wallace, wide out to Clark. Little kick through by Clark, and here comes Morven Edwards, and he just couldn't get his hand on it. Well, he got his hand on it okay, but couldn't control it. And the try was missed after a lovely little kick through by Dean Clark. It was awkward for Morven Edwards, and the Kiwis lose the opportunity. Now here's another chance for the Kiwis. Wallace feeds it up to Kawiti, looking for his support. He's got it from Clark. Clark still going. And finally, he's taken to ground. Well, Hull making a terrible error there. And now the Kiwis have another chance. Here's Wallace. Across to Bancroft. Here's Watson sailing straight through. And what a good try to Dave Watson. So the Kiwis in again. Well, that was a beautifully worked try by the Kiwis. Phil Bancroft making that final pass. And Dave Watson absolutely flying and in between the posts. Bancroft adds the extra 2 points. Gutsy second half performance. Been going about 15 minutes. Here's Faimalo. He's through. Asini Faimalo. Look at the speed here. Faimalo runs on and on and on. And finally the tackle made. Just 20 metres out from the line. Kiwis in at dummy half. Inspired second half performance here from the Kiwis. Now Bancroft out to Tuta. Spins it wide and Clark can't hold the pass. And he was hit high anyway. And I think by Noel Cleal, who's managed to get the ball for Hull. And across the touchline, so Hull not doing anything right at the moment. Bancroft beating the scrum, going backwards in a hurry. Remember the Kiwis one short in that scrum. Now Watson. Here's Morven Edwards slicing through, looking, and where's the support coming from? Edwards still standing, and he got to within 5 metres of the line with Mercer waiting now to bring it out. Mercer has a crack on the blind side, but they were able to read that. So Kiwis now shovels it out to Clark. Clark flicks it out to Leota, and that's a beaut try again. Francis Leota has gone through a rather bemused-looking Hull defence, and the crowd not exactly ecstatic about that one. A nice little pass from Dean Clark as he flipped it underneath, and Francis Leota, who's had a lively game tonight, he goes in under the post. Bancroft easily converts, and it's now 22 points to 8, and the Kiwis rattling it on here in the second half. So Wallace up to George Mann, new man on the field. Here's Bancroft, spots a little gap, heads back down the middle, gave it up to Kemp. Kemp flicks it away to Kiwis. Nice little pass to Edwards. Morven Edwards is away. Edwards is heading down the touchline. Can he get it in field to Mercer? Ball is taken, in fact, by John Sharp. Gay runs it up. Kiwis once again very dangerous in attack. The run made by Morven Edwards. Now Wellham. He's well held. Bass, one of the new men on the field, going from dummy half. 10 metres on the Hull side of halfway offside, I think, against the Kiwis. Or what have we got here? An infringement anyway, so a penalty goes to Hull. Not finding touch. Edwards anticipating it well, and away goes Morven Edwards. Bancroft. Here's Mann. Big powerful run by George Mann, right to halfway. Wallace whips it up to Kiwis. Mike Kiwis struggling his way through, got it up nicely to Wallace. Wallace looking for his support, he has it too now. Tuta out to Bancroft, and they can't quite release it. And Noel Cleal, no, Cleal didn't get it, so the Kiwis still have it. Bancroft still, now Clark. Dean Clark looks for support, has it from Watson. Leota's there as well. Kiwis carrying it on. Oh, this is great play. And dragged down just short of the line. Well, a marvellous sequence of play there from the Kiwis. Leota's a bit slow to get to his feet. Kiwis desperate to get it. Lob pass out to Bancroft. And across it goes, and Mike Kiwis gets number 2. Well, the Hull defence is just not at home. And Mike Kiwis runs in another one for the Kiwis. And they now go out to 26 points to 8. Well, Francis Leota was just a little bit slow to get to his feet, and the lob pass went across, but finally it was into the arms of Mike Kiwis, and the Hull defence simply wasn't there, and Kiwis gets his second. Oh, that's a lovely kick from Phil Bancroft from wide out, and that's just rubbing salt into the Hull wounds. Now 28 points to 8, and don't forget the Kiwis only have 12 on the field. George Mann has replaced Sini Faimalo on the field. Nice little pass, Bancroft up to Kiwis, who's had a great game today. Now can Kiwis run his left winger, and he tips it ahead for Mercer, and Mercer and O'Hara together. And yes, the referee says yes. Gary Mercer got a hand on it, And that's his first try of the tour, and he's delighted about it too. It's taken a while to come, and he's pretty happy about it, Gary Mercer. Well, what a good kick through by Mike Kiwis. There was a real scramble, Dane O'Hara and Gary Mercer, and the referee said that Mercer got a hand on it, and the Kiwis lead by 32-8. Kiwis have scored 6 tries in this match, 4 of them in the second half. Here's Fetu Taiwa, who hasn't got on the try-scoring list as yet, but he's had a strong game on the right wing side. Here's Watson having a run, almost getting through, looking for support. Hull's defence in the second half has fallen to pieces, and the Kiwis have been able to attack even with only 12 men on the field. Here's Leota running at them again. Wallace up to Bancroft. Here's Mann, and George Mann not able to offload. He's a welcome addition to the Kiwi party now that Shelford. Here's Kiwis again. Mike Kiwis been all over the park today, looking for his support again. He's got it up to Bancroft. Here comes Dave Watson sailing straight through. And look at this, Dave Watson. What a great try. Fabulous try. And once again, Mike Kiwis did it. Made the initial burst. He scored a couple. He's been involved in 2 or 3 others. And he stood in the tackle, offloaded. And Dave Watson just racing through for his second try. And the Kiwis post their 7th try and now lead by 36-8. Bancroft adds the extra 2, and the Kiwis really making this a bath in the second half, 38 points to 8. Drum fed by Bancroft. Here's Clark. Here's Watson away, and Dave Watson sailing away again. He's got support. He might have to unload. He does to Darryl Williams, and Darryl Williams, the replacement player, goes in and scores. And the Kiwis have cracked 40. Well, once again, it was Dave Watson sprinting away. The defence started to close a little, and Darryl Williams, who's on the field, who's only been there a couple of minutes, completed it. And the Kiwis have scored their 8th try. Bancroft converts again, and the Kiwis lead by 44 points to 8. Time almost up on the clock. Well, what a wonderful second half performance by the Kiwis. 36 points and no reply from Hull. 44 points to 8, and certainly one of the better performances on tour. And remember, just 12 men. Well, standing beside me is the Hull captain, Dane O'Hara. I guess he has mixed feelings about the result, being a Kiwi. But Dane, what happened to Hull in the second half?
Well, we went in feeling good, and we thought we'd come out and turn the screws on. But it worked in reverse for us, because the Kiwis come out, ran with determination, supported extremely well, and the points spoke for themselves.
Well, we saw what happened on last Saturday when you play with 12 men. It seems to make you a better team.
It certainly does. The boys seem to lift themselves when they know they've got one man left out there, and they always lift themselves, run a lot harder, tackle a lot harder, and that's what the boys did tonight. I just hope that the third test, the Kiwis play as well as the boys played out here tonight.
Well, you played 36 test matches. You've plenty of experience in that arena. What have you thought of the Kiwis' performances in the 2 tests?
The first test, they did everything right. They supported well. They moved the ball well. The second test was a reverse of roles. Great Britain did exactly what the Kiwis did the first test. I'm sure the Kiwis are going to lift themselves and will play a lot better than the second test. They'll even lift themselves higher than the first test. I'm sure it's going to be a very close test series.
And can you see any of those players that are out there tonight, in virtually the B team, can you see any of those players breaking through into the test arena?
Well, there's a lot of young players there that are playing extremely well, especially tonight. I can see them in the next couple of years being stable Kiwi players, test players, that is.
Dane O'Hara, thank you very much for those comments. Dane O'Hara, the Hull captain and a veteran of 36 test matches for the Kiwis. So the next match on tour now against the world club champions Widnes, that game being played on Sunday. This is Grant Nisbet at the Boulevard in Hull for Sports Night.